I used to work as a night shift nurse at a hospital in Detroit, where I was taking care of patients in our coma ward. It's a special intensive care unit, where we only keep patients in a very long-term coma. My role as a night shift nurse is considered a fairly relaxed position, as nothing much goes on in the ward. All I have to do is go for rounds every once in a while, check on patients' vital, make their beds, and change their bedpans. You know, that sort of things. The doctor's visits usually take place during the daytime, so as the visiting hours, so it's really quiet during the night times with complete silence. I normally start my shift from 9 PM and I work till 6 AM in the morning, and I've been doing this job for more than 2 years now. Nothing much ever happened in our ward during my 2 years period. There's been only 2 patients I've woken up. We currently have 6 patients in our ward and 2 nurses, with a doctor on call if required. Me and Henry, who's my usual shift partner, we normally take turns doing our rounds, and we always stay by the reception, which is just located outside our ward entrance. In this way, we can always keep an eye out on our patients or any others who come by. I normally spend my nights just reading books or be on my phone, as it gets very boring around. But it all changed ever since that one night. It began on a Friday, while I was working alone for the night because Henry called off sick. Around 2 AM, when I went for my normal rounds, I noticed something really odd, and I was very confused on how to react, as if it caught me off guard. It's 2 of my patients. They seem to swap beds. I know how insane that sounds, but I just stood there for a minute really confused, and I'm starting to get scared of this whole situation. I immediately started running towards the main door to bring the doctor. When I explained everything to the doctor, he didn't believe me at first and thinks that I'm pulling some silly prank on him, yet he still came out of curiosity. When we both got there, I instantly noticed the patients switch back to their beds now. I was completely shocked and I didn't even know what to say to the doctor now, but he just looked very frustrated and just stormed off. After that whole night, I was too afraid to even step inside that room. When I got back home, I couldn't even rest my eyes peacefully for a minute, and all I can think about is how those patients switch beds. Maybe I'm just dreaming. It could be all in my head. The next night, I was again working by myself, but this time I was more cautious and I always turned all the lights on whenever I go for rounds, and nothing odd seemed to happen that night. However, around 3 AM, while I was doing the final rounds for the night, I started hearing mumbling noises coming from the ward, as if someone is trying to whisper. My eyes just widened up and my heartbeat started to race. At this point, I couldn't even move my body from being too frightened, so I started taking deep breaths to help me calm myself. While I started breathing slowly, the whispering suddenly stopped. It was quiet for a few seconds. Then I suddenly heard footsteps coming towards me, closer and closer by seconds. I immediately grabbed the phone by the desk and started running to the main exit as fast as I could without even looking back.